Today's episode of The Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle, and I was not at Comic-Con because Ryan Reynolds is not allowed within 100 feet of me.
And I am the sus man, Rick Sussman. And if I remember the court case right, you aren't allowed within 100 feet of Ryan. Never mind. You are watching The Read Pile.
It's the week of July 15th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
Why are you holding a cat?
Why wouldn't I be holding a cat?
Valid points all. So, this is the San Diego Comic-Con recap. I need you to pay attention. The audience wants you to visit with them to... Oh, Liquid Cat.
You insulted him.
Alright, so it's the end of Comic-Con. We began last week's episode with the beginning of Comic-Con, and we're ending with the end of Comic-Con, because we get the last word, evidently. So good for us.
Yay!
Okay.
Yes.
We have lots of things to talk about. We've been tweeting and Facebooking all the big news from Comic-Con, but the world, people, at least 2 or 3, want to know your specific opinions on a number of things from the Con of Comics. First, we had the full trailer of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. We got to see our first images of Wonder Woman, and that was something. We got to see a little bit more of the storyline. Everyone already knows my opinion on the movie. I don't care anymore. I just want to see the movie. You don't need a trailer for me anymore. But were you sold on the film before this trailer? Or are you sold on it now?
I'll be honest, I didn't even bother watching that one.
I sent it to you. It was show prep.
I didn't get to it. I'm sorry. I've already seen her costume, and it just pissed me off so much.
It was almost accurate to the book. Why does the costume piss you off? Like, the only thing bad about it is, like, the tiara's a little bit
that
low.
alone,
The tiara being...
It stopped me. I saw that, and I was like...
An inch and a half lower than normal.
Okay, alright. I'm being a little ridiculous. I just didn't watch the trailer. I didn't watch it. Because I don't care.
Well, that's a good... Okay, let me ask you an honest question.
I didn't feel like I needed to watch it.
Are you already, like me, are you like, I don't need any more trailers, I just want to watch the stupid thing already?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I just...
So, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have not been impressed up to that point, so I wasn't like, oh yeah, well this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, would it matter either way? Are you still gonna go see it?
Still gonna go see it.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'll still give you my money.
So I don't need trailers. Just give me the damn movie. Now we talked about
this.
this.
Show with a lot of money. Just take it.
We had talked about Jesse Eisenberg's lack of experience with comic books prior. Lex Luthor apparently doesn't know how to shut up.
He just needs to stop talking. I don't know why nobody can just like, hey, we're trying to... there's some people that don't like the movie and they don't think we're doing a good job promoting it. We need you to stop saying the things that you're saying because it doesn't look good.
So I don't think I'm wrong here when I say that Warner Brothers, DC, they need this movie to be a massive success, right?
They do.
And it's a good chance that it will be, right?
Yeah. It's gonna make more money than I make in a year, so I consider that to be a lot.
Within an hour.
Yes.
But one of the main characters, Jesse Eisenberg, is Lex Luthor. If you didn't know, and I have no idea why you wouldn't at this point, compared being at Comic-Con in some way, shape, and form being akin to some sort of genocide. That's probably not the right term.
Especially if you know those words are going to be put onto the internet. Everyone's going to take it in some different way, but
Like,
it's never going to be a positive way.
You're
no
Lex
matter
Luthor.
how they take it.
And unless you're in character as being a dingus, maybe you shouldn't say that Comic-Con was like a genocide in any way.
I think the only thing he can do at this point, is to either just, stay in the shadows until the movie comes out, or maybe just, like you're saying, now that I'm starting to think, maybe he can go with it. Be
just
like,
ride it.
Oh no, I'm just playing the part, kind of like, maybe how he's trying to be like how Ryan Reynolds is just like full on Deadpool until this thing comes out.
What an interesting
Maybe.
segue, Elle.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the only hope he's got right now. I mean,
So before
it's that or he needs to lock himself in a closet until the movie comes out.
before we get into the meat and potatoes of our news topic here, you mentioned Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I know you watched the leaked Deadpool trailer. The actual
yes.
trailer won't be available for a
I
couple weeks.
don't care how bad the quality was.
That was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
It is a hard R, if you're not familiar.
That's even better.
There are a number of F-bombs. Deadpool actually does this really cool thing where he does a twirling triple shot jump where he nails 3 guys in the brain with bullets at once.
You can't...
It's perfect.
I mean, it has to be rated R. I mean, you can't tap into the true Deadpool without being rated R.
It would have to be some kind of filthy, yes.
It's gotta be. And
So-
it's gonna be fantastic. I know it is.
Are you more excited to see Deadpool than you are Batman v Superman?
Yes.
Wow! You're not even a DC person. You don't even read Deadpool.
I don't.
It's Ryan Reynolds. Okay. Alright, so we might as well talk about it. It is the movie more than any other. The leaked footage begat real footage.
I don't wanna...
So if you didn't know the whole story, here it is. The Suicide Squad movie trailer leaked. There are 2 different schools of camp. I actually talked about this with our Nerd Up Media brethren, Daniel from Reasons I'm Broke. When the trailer leaked, the director and Warner Brothers PR as a whole basically said, "Oh, you whiny bunch of no good, good for nothings. Here's your silly trailer. Now it's in HD the way we intended you to see it to begin with." So Daniel actually was of the mindset that, you know what, when leaked footage comes out, you immediately need to get the real footage out there to show the people this is what it's supposed to look like, not grainy and awful. And I said, no, look at what Deadpool's doing. They're like, look, people saw the footage. Who cares? We're releasing it on our own timetable. We'll take this in 2 parts. Before we get to the actual portion of the cinema, how do you feel about the way the trailer was A, leaked, and then B, given to us? Are you upset that someone leaked it?
Okay. So, I mean, I'm really surprised at this, but, comic conventions have been around for a while. Comic-Con has been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
Leaks have always happened.
Yep.
This isn't like a first time ever. There were
What's
actually
the first thing that
precautions taken. You told me about this. I'm not a World of
World of-
Warcraft.
yeah, Warcraft.
I'm not a fan, but you are. You told me about how they actually checked people's phones to make sure they were turned off to prevent any leaking. Guess what? There's no leakage.
There's no, to my knowledge, there's no World of Warcraft leak.
Yeah, I'm sure it's. I mean, you can probably find something somewhere, but it's not as massive as leakage as this. And so, if you really are that concerned, you would have done that. Especially being someone like Warner Brothers, you have the access, you have the capability of doing all that if you really cared. Guess what? I've been to Comic-Con. There are people standing in the room watching you.
To your point, if you're that worried about it being leaked, you would just do what they did with Batman v Superman. The trailer never had a chance to leak because they released the trailer, the HD trailer, as essentially they played it at Hall H.
Yeah.
So if you're that concerned, and this is a full, okay, let's get past that. This is a full trailer for Suicide Squad. It was 2.5 minutes long. It is a legit, honest to God trailer.
I think the reaction was just. It was asinine. It was ridiculous. It was childish.
And more to the point, though,
there was absolutely no reasoning to it. It just made them look like idiots.
Well, that
their reaction.
And it was such a negative reaction. But when the footage was released, not just leaked, but fully released, it's like the most watched thing on the internet for the past 3 days. Like the Suicide Squad being forced to debut was the best thing that could have happened for the movie, because now people are losing their minds. And they're losing their minds mostly in a positive way, perhaps not us, but they're losing their minds specifically about one thing. And do you know what that one thing is, Elle?
Joker.
It's the new Joker. It's Jared Leto's Joker. The tattoos are there. The teeth are there.
Part of me was hoping that it was a joke, and now it's there and it's real.
It's really real.
It's really real.
It's Hot Topic Joker.
It is.
Oh
my god.
Okay, so outside of Hot Topic Joker, did you enjoy the trailer?
Up until a point. up until I saw his freaking face.
Okay, again, I just said.
I know. I can't delete it. It's there. But okay, up to the point, it's still not what I feel like I really want in a Suicide Squad movie, but it's better than I expected. I still fear though, and it's still that fear towards the end of the trailer still overwhelms the rest of what I just saw, because then it reminds you that Lamborghini's gonna be there.
Yeah.
And her hair is bugging the hell out of me.
That is, you know what? If I may defend.
I know there's different versions, but not all.
That is, I actually really like Harley Quinn, even though she does have tattoos as well, which is a little weird, but not as weird as a guy who makes his name an amenity tattooing damaged across his forehead. But whatever. Her hair looks good. She's got the pom-poms, which is right out of Arkham City. It's pretty cool. It's a nice homage. Okay. We've covered what...
I don't know. We'll see.
We've covered what we wanted to cover on... do you feel you've said what you wanted to say about Comic-Con? For at least... Because we can't cover everything. Are you satisfied? As satisfied as an angry nerd girl can be? Alright, let's review some books.
Comic book reviews. Alright. We are going to start off with Death Head. It is issue number 1. And it will be the last issue I read. I like how Rick just like throws his head back, just rolls his eyes, and his eyes just pop out of his head. Alright. I'm gonna save you the time. Don't bother reading this thing. It's just annoying. Okay? It could have been a good storyline, just a good little kind of horror flick kind of thing, you know, like, oh yeah, look, there's this town that's built in the middle of this forest, and these, you know, people come across that, and they're like, oh man, what is this place? And they find out there's this crematorium underneath, and they almost get burnt up, and apparently there's just some killer with this weird mask. But there's 3 different stories that are going on, and I get it that at some point it's probably going to come together, but I don't like it. I don't like that it hops over to this story and to this story. I'm sure it's all going to come together, but it was just annoying to read how it was put together. And if it wasn't done so blocky-like, I think I probably could have gotten behind it, but it just made me easily lose interest. So I'm just going to move on. But we have Fiona and Cake Card Wars. Fun little read. Anything... That was Buster. He approves. Anything with Adventure Time is just cute fun. And I do like the idea about this issue. Well, it's 1 of 6. It's about Card Wars. You can actually get the game at your local comic book store, anywhere you can get the card set. You can even download it on iTunes, play it on your phone. Cool thing about it, came with a card. So, if you actually plan on, I don't know, collecting, playing the game, hey, you got a card that you can add to your deck. So it's just cute fun, and if you actually picked up stuff from Free Comic Book Day, and the Boom binded big old thing that they had together, part of that story is actually this issue. And it's about Card Wars and poor Cake not being able to be let into the cool group to play the card game because he needs some friends, or she needs some friends, and blah blah blah. And it's just, it's adorable, and of course the big sappy eyes, and probably gonna get let into the group so we can play some games now. It's just adorable fun. But the pick of the week, Harley Quinn. Continues to be pretty darn fantastic. The whole gang of Harleys. I'll be honest, part of me wanted to hate just a little bit. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a little much, but it's pretty fun. it's just cute. It's not too over the top. There's always some craziness going on. I mean, it's Harley. And of course we're going to continue, she's having to deal with the fact that her love interest is stuck back in jail, and she's trying to, frame the mayor. Why not? But just to kind of give you an idea, this issue alone, let me just sum it up. We have Popeye high on space seaweed, and Harley decides to have a little. Yeah. So if that doesn't make you watch, buy this issue, it's obviously just not for you. But pretty fantastic. Love it. We'll always read it. But we will move on to Rick.
Well, that was succinct, unlike our news segment. I have 4 books. I will review them. One will be my pick of the week. What will not be my pick of the week is trees. I'm kind of over this. I love Warren Ellis, and Jason Howard's artwork is still fabulous, but it's another nothing issue. More nothings happen. I don't know what to say at this point. I really like this book, and then every now and again, one of Ellis's scripts is just and then in this issue, very little to nothing happens. It was quick, and it does set up a number of things to come about, but we review books every week on this show, as you know, and some of them I require a little bit of, pop. I want some kind of reason. Why do I keep reading this? Lazarus is my best example of a book that just because the issue doesn't have anything major happening doesn't mean the issue itself can't be fabulous. Moving on. Because it's the return of Drifter. Yeah. My favorite futuristic western not called Copperhead. Well, that's not fair. Copperhead is a true western, space western. Drifter's more of a space sort of... God, I don't even know if western's the right word. It has western elements. It's like a sci-fi western, I guess. It doesn't matter. It's really good, and I still love this book. It was gone for a while, as Image books tend to do, much to our personal chagrin. They take hiati, or vacations, what sort of keeps the story fresh and interesting. And unlike other books that have come back from vacation without a lot of zing to it, Drifter immediately gets right back into the mix. We have more death, we have more people scheming, and ultimately we have finally some movement, literally, in the settlement, where we're leaving the settlement at some point and moving on to other parts of this world, which is cool because I was wondering when we were really going to start exploring other parts of this planet, and we're actually getting to that. So maybe, Ivan and Nick can teach some of the other folks over at Image Comics to, when you come back from hiatus, whether it's a 3-month hiatus, 6-month, whatever, come back with some strength, like you guys did. That was good stuff. I appreciate it. Next up on the agenda, we have Secret 6 number 4. As you can see, I guess somebody just isn't fighting me on this anymore, and I'll just be reviewing all the Secret 6 books from now on, which is fine. Nothing, huh? Not even a chuckle on that. All right, well, fair enough.
I'm reading about leopards.
Reading about leopards. So, as this book's a little different. Still fun and everything. What I thought was a little jarring, if I'm honest, is there's some artwork differences that happen. But you know what? In comics, this is not unbelievable, or is it hard to imagine? So one artist will do part of the book, and then another artist will pick up and do the rest. I actually really liked, let me see if I can get the guy's name right here. Ken Lashley did the first 8 pages. Tom Dernieric, whose last name I'm probably mispronouncing horribly, doesn't do any kind of a bad job or anything. His art is perfectly fine. But I'm really into sort of a weird look right now. I love the pencils and the inks of Mr. Ken here. I really wanted the whole book to look like that. And then when Ken leaves and... what was his name? I missed it already. Oh, I should be more prepared for these things. when Ken leaves and Tom picks up, the story actually changes pace as well, which I thought was an excellent sort of tip of the cap to an artist change. Whether it was in design or not in design, it doesn't matter. The story flows perfectly. Like, we have a really good stop break, and then when the break ends, we have a new artist, and the new artist picks up where the story leaves off, so to speak. Really good book. I strongly recommend more Secret Six fans. If nothing else, because there's actually like hints and winks now to former Secret Six members coming back, and even former Villains United members. So we all love anti-heroes, or at least you should, and you should be reading Secret Six because of that. Now, it was very good, and we of course love Gale here, but it was not the pick of the week this week, because a book that I've been waiting for since May debuted. Mercury Heat. First of all, it's my pick of the week, that's why you saw the thing spin up, but it's got a pun for a title. And Kieran actually mentions that at the end of the book. It's Mercury Heat. But it's also, it takes place on the planet Mercury. It's about another space cop book. There's a lot of those on my read pile now that I think about it. But she is sort of more of a mercenary cop. To be very honest, if you want to hear the backstory, the Angry NerdGirl actually did a really nice write-up for it as part of her free comic book day reviews, so you can skip back a couple of pages on our main page to find that. But I loved Mercury Heat. I loved the art from Omar, I loved the storyline, and I'm all about new characters, and specifically the Avatar style, which is, here's a bunch of new characters. Don't worry though, somebody's head is going to explode. And I literally mean that. Eyes will pop out, and guts and gore. And you know what? Sometimes that's what you just want out of a book. You want crazy, awesome violence set in a really interesting storyline. And the best part, yeah, her costume is a little revealing, but there's actually a reason for it. Her original costume, actually, I'm going to try and show this to the camera real quick. There you go. It's all red, and she even makes the statement of saying that she's going to sweat to death in that. So she cuts off a lot of her uniform and makes it breathable and livable. And that's great. When you actually take the time to explain why somebody is dressed perhaps a bit provocatively, and you actually acknowledge that that looks a little awkward, but you give a reason for it, oh yeah, man. You're going to get my pick of the week.
For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's this week for the read pile. Rick.
Yes. Well, not really. I mean, I wanted to say one last thing. I don't want to admit this because it's not true, but it's going to have to be. Jared Leto's Joker is growing on me. That is a falsity. That is not actually true, but it's something that has to happen.
I quit.
I think the tattoos look terrible. I have lost a co-host because of this, evidently. But here's the thing, guys. We can be as angry as we want to be about this, but it's
Here.
what? Oh,
He's gonna fill in for me.
Oh, okay.
No one. There you go.
You ready to say goodbye, Buster? Hang on. So long. There you go. See you guys. Alright, so as you can see, I got the special edition mask and... Yep. Oh, it's Low Rent Strix. Hello, Low Rent Strix. How can I help you today? I want donut. Just the singular donut, or would you like more than one? 2. We'll get you donuts.